Text-to-speech. All right. We do a lot of this.
Yes.
Right. So we're typing, and we're going to be able to take that text and have it speak back to us.
And also, like, if there's any books or anything like that that we want to listen to, we could have that as well.
Yeah, well, we all do listen to audiobooks, right?
Yes.
Speech to text, or
Okay.
speech voice recognition, voice typing. So
Yeah, these are all basically the same thing. So it's just the same thing we were talking about earlier, but in reverse.
in reverse, right?
Yes.
So you can speak what you want to write, and it will just show up on the screen. One of my newest missions is to be able to do speech to text for myself as well. Makes things go a lot faster.
Yes, definitely.
URL. Tell us about a URL, Christina. This is your world.
This is a uniform resource locator, and basically it's the fancy word for a link. So basically, whatever you type into the search bar, you could put that in as a URL. That's
It's
what
nice to have that
defined
lingo
as.
back. It's a link. URL. It's a link.
Yeah.
Much
yeah.
easier to think about.
The
right?
shorthand.
The shorthand.
Yeah, the shorthand. Screen mirror.
Is it exactly what it sounds like?
Pretty similar, yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us, give us.
So basically, if you have something on like a small device like this, and you want to put it, let's say, onto like a TV with like a Chromecast or a smart TV, something like that, you can screen mirror, and you can mirror your screen onto the TV.
And does it do that reverse thing that like is really hard for like weather people to do when their screens behind them?
I don't think so.
And they're
No.
trying to point to
Yes.
where the
It's not
traffic
there.
is.
Yeah, it's not there.
It's like it's up there. No, it's down here. I always had trouble with that. Okay. AAC.
Yes.
We do a lot of this. Jane, that's your wheelhouse, right?
Yeah, AAC. You want to talk about what the
So
acronym
it's
means?
alternative and augmentative communication.
Okay.
So it's using either like pictures on like apps
Right.
and things like that. You can use like little icons and pretty much say what you want to communicate.
It gives a voice. It's a
Right.
voice, so it gives a voice, and usually for somebody who is a nonverbal person,
Right.
it gives them a voice so they can get what they need and they want.
And a lot of times you can change what the voice sounds like too, so it can
Yeah.
kind of personalize their voice
Yeah.
as much as possible.
Yeah.
It's never going to be them.
Yeah, and AAC, important to know that it's not just words, it's phrases, sentences.
Yeah, good stuff.
Makes things a little more efficient that way too.
EdTech? Hey, we're EdTech.
Yes.
That's what we do. Yeah, just technology, education through technology. That's how we like to think about it, right?
Yeah.
What does the PDF stand for in the PDF?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
Very good question.
No. But these are those things like when it's just kind of come in as a whole document. You can't really edit it, but you can annotate and put little notes on it.
Yeah. And there's different extensions and things like that where you'll be able to put those notes in or put recordings, things like that, into the specific document, so that way students can add those things as well.
Yeah, it's a
something.
good way to collaborate
Yes, it is.
in a document.
It is.
On a document, I should say.
Captioning. We've all seen this before.
Yes. So this is very important, even not just for people who are in the deaf or hard of hearing community. It helps most people. It helps me all the
Yes.
time.
Yeah, and I used to always feel like it was like watching a foreign film, right? Like you would be distracting, but honestly, I find it really so much easier. And now I think with like Netflix and all these streaming services, so many people just
Yeah, it's
have
always
their
there.
captioning
And you don't
on.
even realize
I do.
it.
Whether you need it or not, and
Right.
yeah, we just have begun not to realize it's there. But it's useful when you need it. Multimodal.
Actually. Yeah.
Application. The long version of
app. Yes.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right,
so
right.
that's mostly on tablets. You'll see that on phones. You'll see it, and that's just kind of a boiled down little program that you can access on there.
There's an app for that.
Yep.
There's always an app for that.
Oh, and then if you have applications, you also need
Permission.
permission.
So this is more geared towards like the school setting. So making sure that you have permissions to go in and access certain settings in the app or access certain features as well.
Also turn some permissions off.
Yes, that's true.
No, right.
We want to do that.
Especially parents.
Google Chrome extensions. This is a little
Oh.
bit similar to an application, right?
Yeah, so
Yep.
it's basically using a Chromebook, and you can add them to the Chrome browser either on a Chromebook or any other device that has a Chrome browser installed. And they're just things that can help. So they can help
Yeah.
you access school materials, they can access different websites, things like that.
Customizes your computer a little bit.
Exactly.
It does,
Yeah.
right? The G Suite.
Yes.
Sounds like a new band.
So the G Suite, that's pretty much everything Google. So you'll have
Yeah,
docs,
hence the-
slides,
The G
yes.
for Google.
Exactly.
Google Slides, Google Docs, Google
Drive.
Sheets, and Google.
Yeah, we use a lot of that here.
Yeah. on our
Chromebook.
Chromebooks.
Yes. So this
Very
is this
common in
device.
schools.
Yeah, some of them can do this where it's folded in half. Others, they just stay looking like a laptop. But it's pretty much a boiled down computer that operates off of the Chrome operating system. And you have the browser and some
And this is why we have
extensions.
Christina here.
Yeah.
She's the expert. Or we can use a tablet. So this Chromebook is functioning as a tablet today.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
in tablet mode. But it could also be like an iPad or something similar to that.
Digital literacy. I feel like we should say that with a British accent. Digital literacy. Literacy.
So basically that would be going through and making sure that you're able to use the computer, having all those skills to access your materials on the computer, especially during remote learning.
And I
Sure.
feel like this is something that we're really focusing on now. It used to be like, oh, it's an assistance. But now we're really
Now it's
trying to build digital literacy into everybody's.
Yeah, because it's a tool
curriculum.
that's become part of mostly everybody's.
Yeah. When they leave high school, they have to have pretty
Absolutely.
sound digital literacy in order to go to secondary.
Well, the
or
kids do.
anywhere.
It's the adults that don't.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely.
A scanning pen. Oh, scanning pens. Yay, scanning pens. I
Fun.
love
These are
this
fun
stuff.
tools.
These
Yeah.
are fun. And so many people struggle with this, but I think it's about how you use it. So a scanning pen looks like a giant highlighter. And you just kind of run over the text as you're reading. And you can plug in your headphones. You can not plug in your headphones, but if you're in a room with other people. And it will read the text to you almost in real time. It's kind of maybe a slight lag, but I really love some of the scanning pens from our friends at Scanning Pen because it has different voices and it can give you definitions and it can do,
Yeah, it's a lot of
translate to
features.
Spanish and there's a little bit of a learning curve, but I do love. I feel like scanning pens are great if we're going to be doing tests read. So kids don't have to have
Yes.
somebody physically read to you, but
Yes.
your
Yeah.
pen can do the work. I like
Increases
this.
independence a bit in that area.
It does.
Yeah.
It increases independence,
Well-
which all our kids are looking for, right?
Right. And it's portable.
And it's portable.
Yeah.
Yep. Accessibility settings.
Yes. So there's a lot of those on the Chromebook, on iPads, things like that. You usually don't see them.
Right.
But if you're looking for them,
Things like
there's-
speech to text
Yeah.
and text. You can turn those on most of your devices.
In your accessibility settings,
In your
which a lot of people don't even know that they exist there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then when you find them and you see
Like,
what's
woo!
available, yeah,
And
it's
speed
exciting.
and everything is
Yeah.
all there. Yeah.
Some of the things you might not necessarily need an app for because you're able to customize them through
There's
here.
not for that. I'm just gonna keep saying this. Okay. LPM. Oh, I know words per minute.
Yes.
Letters per minute.
Yes.
Hello.
You got that quickly.
Words per minute. How quickly are you reading,
Yeah.
or how quickly is it reading to you? I guess.
Yeah.
Or how
And we-
quickly you're typing.
Typing.
Too.
Oh,
Yeah.
typing.
And
yes. Letters per minute.
we look at this when we're doing assessments.
Yes.
As part of our
See how
assessments, we look
efficient
at
they are.
Yes.
Functional. Upload, download.
What is the difference between
What's the
upload and
download?
download?
On download.
So downloading, basically you're pulling something from the internet or from an external source, and then uploading, you're taking a file, let's say, on your device, and you're putting it onto either a website, onto Google Drive, things of that nature.
For
So
both
they're
of these,
different.
we want speed. Which one needs
Yes.
more speed? Do you know? I think one of them needs download. I think download needs more speed.
Yeah.
You're trying to get it out. Yeah. And I guess certain things, images and things and videos. All right, what do we get?
That's
Are we
it.
done?
Yes!